Hi, my name's Jeff Reid. I'm the shipyard construction foreman here in the boatyard at CBMM, and today I'm going to explain to you an update of what's happening on Winnie Estelle. As you can see behind me, there's a lot going on. So what we're looking at here is the inner keel that is going to eventually be connected to the inner stem via a large knee that's going to be through bolted here. As well, this is the chine timber that's going to live in the heels of the framework. It's going to tie into the inner stem as well. So this is really the junction of everything. And in order to get these pieces lined up correctly, we're using a series of plumb bobs you can see hanging off the inner stem. We've got string lines and center lines pulled off the center line of the stem here that continues all the way to the back of the boat and ties into the horn timber back there. This will allow us to actually line up our two-piece keel, which gets scarfed right in the middle of the boat. So here we are midship Winnie Estelle underneath the decks, and you can see the keel timber here being fit together. So Patrick Murtaugh is leading the charge with fitting this scarf together, and he's got a string line up here and a series of stations where he can line up the center line on the top and the bottom for both of these pieces in order to really get the alignment dialed in. We also have some stations where there's bulkheads and trying to get this into the center of the boat that's, got a little bit of twist in it here and there. And here we are at the stern of Winnie Estelle, where you can also see the string line coming through the keel. As I stand here as well, there's a Angelique timber that's been fastened on into the notches of the heels of the frames that is the replaced chine log. So this is the first piece that's gone on. The back here, it terminates with a butt joint, and on the front there's a nibbed scarf that will attach the next section to this aft section. And as we move forward, we'll assemble them together and then ultimately tie it into the stem up forward. In order for this piece to actually take shape of the boat, we've managed to steam it for a couple hours and clamp it into place as a dry fit, and then we take it off and install it again without shims. Initially we actually put shims behind it so we overbend it, so it will, when we release the clamps, it will spring back some. So we account for that. And then ultimately using carriage bolts made of silicon bronze to fasten it to the heels of the frames. So with that, you can see that we've got a lot of moving parts happening down here on Winnie Estelle, and this is the slow part. We've got to get the beginning right so that the rest of the job will flow really well. And I hope you guys can come down and take a look, ask us questions, and see what's happening as we progress.